What's up, guys? Igor Hernandez here, a sub trial. So I've been reading this book called Cross-Examination, Science and Techniques. It's by Roger Dodd and Larry Posner, who I guess good trial lawyers from back in the day. I think they're still alive. Not really sure, but they are, I guess, scholars now. I'm not really sure, but anyway, the point being, I've been reading this book. And they talk about something there called facts beyond change. And it basically means things that you have to deal with in any case, where you can't really get around, that you can't really fight those facts beyond change. I mean, I guess they have a clever way of saying it because I guess they're scholars, but the way we put it is things that you have to eat at trial. Like you're going to have to eat that fact. You can't get around that fact. You're going to have to own up to it, basically, and do something with it. And those are things that are basically undisputed. You know, like if you have a theory of the case where you're fighting gravity, where you're saying, well, it's not what happened because my guy flew up to the third story or something, and that's how this thing happened, then you're probably going to lose. You know, why? Because that fact of gravity is a fact beyond change. It's something you're going to have to eat, something you can't change, something you will have to deal with. So if you have a theory of the case that relies on a set of facts and there's a fact against that theory and that fact cannot be changed, like let's say gravity, then you have some big problems, and you have to think about that as you develop your theory of the case. Because really, I guess, I don't like to say you always have to do this, or 100% of the time that this happens you have to do that, but this is one of those where pretty much 99% of the time, if you have a case theory and you discover throughout your investigation that there is a fact, an undisputed fact that contradicts your theory, it's time to find a new theory. It's time to find something else to go on, because if you can't change that fact, and that fact dismantles your whole theory of the case, then you're pretty fucked, you know? I mean, at the end of the day, one thing you could do, which is what lawyers do, not all the lawyers obviously, but the not so great ones do, is they basically ignore that fact that contradicts their whole theory of the case. They basically pretend it doesn't exist. They hope the jury will not notice it. They hope that everything's going to be okay. If I bury my head in the sand, then nothing's happening around me. And that's a horrendous way to try a case, and that's a horrendous way to look at things. And so basically just wanted to share that with you guys. You know, it's a pretty basic concept. It's interesting to see it in a book like this. I've never quite seen it written down before, and just want to put that out there. You know, if you have a fact that contradicts your entire theory of the case, and and you can't do anything about it, you can't change it, you can't explain it, you just have to deal with it, then that's a good time to start thinking about a modification to your theory, a change in your theory, because ignoring the fact isn't really going to help you, and you may just get your ass kicked when you go to trial. So that's it for now, guys. Check that notification bell, click that subscribe button, and you'll get the new videos when they come out. Take it easy.